We're going to kick this show right on off with 7 levels of financial freedom by Earn Your Leisure. Y'all know I like these guys. They always adding value to the community, so I will continue to review their stuff until they're not adding value anymore. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. The 7 levels of financial freedom.
Let's talk about this 7 levels of financial freedom chart.
I think you get to the 7th level if you steal some labels and masters real quick. But I do want to ask you, if a person doesn't have breathing room or stability, like what can they do to get to that 6th or 7th level from the conversations you've been able to have with Robert Smith and Steve and Tyler, etc.? Like what are some of the patterns that you see?
Well, let's go through each one of them. I think it's so. The first one is clarity, right?
Yes.
Where it's like you've just identified where you're at currently and you identify where you want to go. That is actually
very beneficial.
You're actually already ahead of the game.
Yep.
At least 70% of the people. 70% of the people don't even really know where they're at financially or where they want to go, right? Mm-hmm. So having that ability, that's why meditation is extremely important. Having some level to just, calm down for a minute and think things through. Clarity, very important. And then self-sufficient, where you're actually able to cover your own expenses without outside support, right? And then the breathing room.
Key.
Breathing room this is when you really start to pick up momentum, where you can actually, you're no longer living paycheck to paycheck. I would say at this point in time, you would have probably 6 months of liquid expenses saved.
And reserves, yep.
So now you get to the point where you got $40,000, $50,000 saved, right? So now it's like, okay, I can breathe, right? If something happens today, I'm okay, right? I'm not okay forever,
yes.
But I'm not living paycheck. Because when you live in paycheck to paycheck, it's very difficult to think clearly because
or long term,
you're in survival mode.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in survival mode, it's extremely difficult to process things, and you can justify anything when you're in survival mode as well. So that's why you never want to be in survival mode, or when you're in survival mode, you want to get out of survival mode as quickly as possible.
Yeah,
you hear this once again. This is permeated in a lot of things that we kind of grew up in, right? Where it's like, I had to do what I had to do. My daughter got to eat, right? Well, what does that mean?
Yeah,
your daughter has to eat, so I got to die. You know what I'm saying?
Or you could have made better choices along the way, knowing spending all your money at the club for 4 weekends in a row could have led to devastation.
But that's a survival mode, right? So
yeah,
and then stability. So now yeah.
All right, so it seemed like we only on level 2 over here, y'all. That means we got a long way to go. We are only on level 2 over here. They started off with clarity, which, that's always a good one. You got to have a clear vision for what you want to do. So, just knowing where you're at and then where you want to go. That's always it. And then self-sufficient, we not there yet. We not there yet. We not living paycheck to paycheck over here. You feel me? Like it ain't like I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I'm giving out money to the things that I care about. But at the same time, I'm still in debt a lot, and I still, I don't have an emergency fund for no 6 to 5 months. I ain't got no $40,000-$50,000 just sitting in the bank, which only puts us at level 2, y'all. Only puts us at level 2. That means we got a long way to go on this show. If the goal is to be the richest Steve in Atlanta, we at least got to reach the top of this. You feel me? That means we got 5 more layers to go. Like I told y'all, the richest Steve in Atlanta is about the journey. And we all on that journey, so that's what we about to do. We only got through clarity. At least we know where we going. At least we have an idea of where we going. Along the way, it'll change. But we got some goals and aspirations that we know where we're at. We're sitting solidly middle class at this point. So we know where we at. And we know where we going. Now we just gotta, we working on step 2, and we gonna continue into step 3.
You're not living paycheck to paycheck, but you have no bad debt. You're fully funded your emergency fund, right? No debt, fully funded your emergency fund. Now you're stable, right? Yep. Flexibility is where
this is the key point.
2 years off, right? I can take 24 months off. I'm good, right? You know, I got $200,000 saved in the bank. I'm good. I could take 2 years off if I want to.
Yeah.
Right. Financial independent. Now you can pretty much just live off of your assets.
Yeah.
Right? Whether that's real estate, whether that's stocks, whatever.
Crypto. Yep.
But now it's to the point where it's like your assets, worst come to worst, you can live off of that. And then the abundance on the wealth side is when you have more money than you'll ever need. So
yeah.
The key to get to that point, I think, it's all through investing, right? It's all through investing and making early sacrifices early on. We talked about this before. Keep your expenses low.
Yes.
Ways to raise your income. Invest as much money as possible, because then you start playing multiple games, right? Where it's like, okay, if you get to that million, now you double that million to 2 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now you double that 2 million to 4 million. Now you double that 4 million to 8 million.
Yep.
You just need one more flip. You double
your expenses low.
You get to the 10 digit. Once you double the 8 to 16, now you're out of here. Now you just now you're out of here, right?
Yeah.
Now that next flip is 32. The next flip is 64.
It's levels, yeah.
The next flip is 108. You're out of here at that point in time, right? But you might not ever get to. So really, you got to get to 8. But you might not ever get to 8 if you buy the big home, if you go on 30 vacations.
Yeah, you buy the big cars.
You watch. If you have a $500,000 wedding, because you're a millionaire, right? You're a millionaire at 1, 2, 3 million.
Yeah.
You never get a chance to get to that point. So now that could hinder your ability to ever get to that last level. It's like a video game. You got to get to the last level.
So when you don't want to get a casual vibe, the rent money, it was a bad investment because that's what you could have spent in media or in.
All right, let's go ahead and get over these steps. They don't went over them. I got about 6 of them. Clarity, know where you're going, what you need, become self-sufficient, and not living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, that's pretty much the same. I think I'm at a solid step 2, 3. Step 2, 3 in between, because there's some things they said on there like an emergency fund, and there's some things not living paycheck to paycheck, living below your means and all that stuff. So I'm at a solid 2, 3 step. 2, 3 step. Now we get into the higher level steps. They got flexibility. Do what you want to do. You can go where you want to go. You pretty much pick what you want your job to be. Then they have, financial independence. That's where you're living off your assets. You have a job if you're living off your assets, because you got to manage that stuff. But you're probably not, clocking in to the man. You're probably not clocking in to the man. You are the man. Your money is definitely made off you. You put in all this time, all this grind work to get to that step. And they got abundance where they say you just got, more money than needed. And the things that they were saying about the just going from financial to abundance or flexibility to finance lets me know that the simple things matter the whole way through. The simple things matter the whole way through. Like they said, if you're having a $500,000 wedding, it's going to hinder your ability to go from financial to abundance because you're losing out on that capital. So the rich, get into abundance. Once you get there, you're pretty much there. But on the way up, it matters. Like they said, you can't take 30 vacations in a year. 30 vacations is a little far. You can't take that in a year. So if you buy that mansion for $2 million, you have a mortgage. Most people, they'll end up having a mortgage, hindering themselves to go from financial independence to abundance. So as y'all see in this game, which money, I feel like it is a game, the basics apply. The basics apply. So stuff like that, it never changes. It never changes. It will always be around. You'll always have to focus on the basics. But let's go ahead and continue with what they got to say.
Video, right?
Facts.
And people joke and say, "No, well, you have it. I didn't get it by giving it all away."
And somebody wants to take it from you, but there's no sympathy when you lose it.
Oh, absolutely not.
Mill has said this, like, when you back at the bottom, they're going to treat you like you're worthless. Nobody's going to have sympathy for you when you don't have money no more. Like, if you have money and you lost it, they're not going to loan you any money
At all.
They're not going to treat you how they once treated you when they thought you had money.
Yeah.
Dang.
When you back at the bottom, they're going to treat you like you worthless.
Like you at the bottom.
So don't try to take advantage of me when you didn't help me get it.
How much as a millionaire should you loan out per year? If we made it like a budget item, I know my number. Mine's changed dramatically.
I mean, loan is a tricky word. I would say give, because I don't even expect to get money back. If I'm giving money, I'm just going to give it.
That's it.
Yeah.
And like I said, bro, I'm not really.
He just gave the biggest gem that I could give anybody. If you are going to do anything with money and it comes with people, you almost got to give it away. If you're not in a position where you can just give it away, I wouldn't give it back at all. I wouldn't give it at all, because it will ruin a lot of friendships. It will ruin a lot of family relationships. It can ruin a lot of things. I go by that rule just myself usually. And I go by this. This is how I go. If you say you're going to give it back, okay, you can give it back. But if you don't, you ain't going to get no money no more. Or I'm not loaning the money out if I cannot afford it at that time. If I can afford it to give it away without needing it, like I don't need this back, and you say you're going to give it back, then I'll expect it back. You feel me? But I'm not going to crash out about it. You feel me? I didn't need it. Next time I know that they said they were going to give it back, they didn't give it back. So I ain't going to loan them out no more money at the end of the day. You feel me? But it didn't hurt me. You feel me? It's just we going to have to restrict their money outtake for now on. But that was a great gem definitely to follow. Don't be giving out money y'all ain't got to folks.
Really giving too much money these days. I'd rather employ you. Well,
That's it.
Get this W-9 form. Let's
figure it out.
I'd rather have you on payroll.
Yeah.
At least I can get a tax deduction.
Definitely.
And
that's even a bigger.
I can actually find something productive for you to do. Whether that's cleaning the house, whether that's whatever it is, right? I'm sure there's something that you can do that's beneficial, as opposed to me just giving you money. But to answer your question, I would say 10 is max for me for the year, and that's just emergency. Like, I don't want to have to go to that level, but I ain't giving out more than 10,000.
Yeah, listen, I moved my shit down to a grand.
1,000?
That's crazy. That is crazy. Think about y'all being in a position to be able to give out $10,000, even in a year. Give out $10,000 to people, and bro, he done moved his down. He had to move his down to $1,000. That it shows once you get to a level that they gonna be asking for that money. So you kind of almost just got to be prepared for that. That shows that you almost just got to prepare for that at that point, because somebody's gonna come asking. But he made a great recommendation. Find something for them to do, bro. If you of use, you ain't even gotta give this money back. You done earned it already at this point. Just keep it. And then, like he said, he got a tax write-off. That's crazy.
It's over with. Finito.
Well, 10 is like my max.
Max, yeah.
Hopefully, I'll stay way underneath that.
Yeah.
But as far as like the 30, I need 30,000. I need 50,000.
Ooh.
I had none for you. I'm sorry.
I'm blocking your number. That's
sorry.
I'm blocking your number.
I get 2,500 for no. I'm sorry.
But the 500 play, all right, cool. 1,000 is crazy though. 1,000 for the whole.
I've given, and then got nothing in return, and then
Yeah.
People gave me their ass to kiss after. I'm like, yo, I could have just saved this shit for my. And it's the crazy part. People will ask me for money that my child has never asked me for. When he can have all of it, it's like, yo, if Xander asked me for $2,500, yeah, y'all won't even repost the fucking link to join Stock Club.
About to be asking him for money. You better
Why you need
stop.
25? You could get the 25. Get an affiliate link.
You better stop. He gonna be asking him for that money. Let's go over these 7 real quick. We got clarity, self-sufficient, paycheck to paycheck. We got flexibility, financial independence, and the top one is abundance. I think I missed one in there. But I got these 6. So 6 levels of financial independence. Clarity, having a vision for your money. Becoming self-sufficient is all about your emergency fund, having some extra money in the bank. That way you don't have to worry about anything, not living paycheck to paycheck. They call it being sustainable, not living paycheck to paycheck. Basically, that's the building block of being financial independence. You know, that of having financial freedom. That's the building block right there. Step number 3 is at the building block. And everything else on top of that is just your wants. Having some flexibility. That means do what you want to, in life. You're flexible to do whatever you want to do. Have financial independence. That's living off your assets. Your assets is working for you. Your real estate, they paying for you to live. And then abundance is having more money than you need. You can't spend it all in a year. You feel me? If you would, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment.